So in terms of preparing a separate operational and test environment นะครับ it look like this นะครับ so because in here ครับ when IT staff นะครับ set up their test operation when IT staff set up the test environment นะครับ that I call up that I told you that it is a test it might be the test server นะครับ so there are like couple of things นะครับ in this one they have like 3 layers test data procedures and program test data นะครับ is the data that we just like convert นะครับ to use it as a test data นะครับ procedure นะครับ is the things or the steps that the users have to do นะครับ in order to just like use our information system and the lowest level is the programs นะครับ when you have to send or copy this kind of the things from the test environment to users operational environment นะครับ users operational environment here is production นะครับ that I told you before we call it as production นะครับ so in order to copy นะครับ in order to copy the things that you want to copy to the production server นะครับ the things that you want to copy to the production server นะครับ must be authorized first so that means when the programmers just finish doing the things นะครับ the things that we have to do before we can just like copy to the production นะครับ before you copy to the production that means the head of programmer นะครับ it might be the head of the programming team นะครับ must authorize this kind of thing first because the test data as I told you some columns or some fields might be removed because it's confidential if you copy นะครับ to the user's production server here it will be just the test data some of the field might be wrong นะครับ because you hide or you delete some field out already then you have to fix it first so the head of programmers may not allow the test data to be copied into the production but procedures and programs if there are some change normally the head of programmers they normally authorize and the way you can see that when we have the arrow here the authorized changes when we copy to the production we call this process as transport นะครับ transport or transporting the transport is the way that you port or you copy นะครับ this kind of data this kind of procedures or the programs นะครับ from one server to another server normally transport here we means we transport from test environment or development environment to production นะครับ so that's why we need to have the authorization but if you say that okay from test environment to training you may not need to transport you copy straight away because you can do it it doesn't need the real data นะครับ but I mean in terms of procedures and program you may need to have the authorization first then you may need to have the transport anyway นะครับ but test data from test environment and training environment นะครับ you don't need to do the transport except the project manager said that okay every single piece นะครับ of code or of the program or of the data if you want to transport from one server to another server you need to have the authorization first then you have to just like do the transportation or the authorization first after that นะครับ we talk about the operational environment นะครับ it includes hardware software configuration and settings นะครับ system utilities telecommunication resources including LAN including internet นะครับ because you have to know that okay this system is it internet accessible or not นะครับ for example นะครับ in MU we use a system that we call SAP นะครับ that I just like talk about it since the beginning of this term นะครับ the SAP software นะครับ you can see that they allow to use inside MU only what does it mean so right now it means that even that computer is connected to the LAN นะครับ of that building นะครับ and is connectable to the internet but we don't allow the internet the users to use it from the internet นะครับ apart from that one somebody said that okay what about the intranet if we set up the SAP client at home and then we connect intranet to MU can we use SAP server the answer is no then they have to set the rules in terms of communication resources telecommunication resources users can only access on campus only so that means even they use the intranet they cannot use this software apart from that one we may say that we don't allow wireless connection that means you need to check if the incoming communication is wireless for example if you have SAP clients installed on a laptop and you are on a campus and try to connect to SAP server from your laptop if you use wireless you can't connect to it นะครับ so this is the rule that we have to set up for this kind of operational environment นะครับ and also other components that might affect the system performance the reason is because I mean like the reason why they don't allow you to access from other places than in the campus นะครับ is that if you connect it from home it's about the security that's why they don't allow and what about the laptop why don't they allow you to use laptop to connect to the system wirelessly because if the network is crashed or if you just like kick out from the internet from the network นะครับ while you are using our system some of the data that you enter might be suspended นะครับ in the system and it causes other users to access the system slowly นะครับ or it may cause a system crash so that's why we allow just like the users who use the LAN network only ครับ if you have to build or upgrade network resources to support a new system you must test the platform rigorously before system installation begins นะครับ okay so that means okay when you have to use the network resource นะครับ I mean like especially if you say that okay you just have never used this kind of internet service provider before or this room is just set up นะครับ for the server and we are planning to use this system นะครับ in this room that we have to set up all the new LAN networks นะครับ then you have to test seriously นะครับ before you really install it so that means you may just like use some server on that room first for example you may just set up the training server inside there because it's not the production ones and then you conduct the testing นะครับ I mean firstly okay for the system admin normally they can test their systems and network already after that users who have to be trained and use the training server นะครับ you just let them use the training server in I mean that you set it up in that room นะครับ users may be in the computer lab or some other places or I mean in their office and connect to that server in that room นะครับ so if it's just like slow then you have to know that okay there must be something wrong just check and fix the problem before you really install the real server in that server room that new server room นะครับ so this is the operational and test environment after that training when you have to conduct the training นะครับ there are like things that you have to do นะครับ that are the training plan that you have to conduct นะครับ we said that when you have to set up the training plans there are three main groups นะครับ for training the first group is users who use the system second one managers นะครับ who normally just like check for the results นะครับ or retrieve the report from the systems นะครับ or approve on some process นะครับ inside the system and IT staff นะครับ that will have to maintain the system but if the company นะครับ that you develop the system for they don't have the IT staff นะครับ the IT staff here might means the people in your company who is the I mean assume that you are a software house it must be the IT people who will be responsible for maintaining this system you have to be trained as well so what do you have to be trained นะครับ for example นะครับ in terms of users system overview key terms startup and shutdown นะครับ the system menu and submenus icon shortcut keys major system functions online external help frequently asked question troubleshooting guides and handling emergency if for example if the system is freezing นะครับ and they have to restart the computer once again how do they fix the problem นะครับ okay while managers we have to train them for the project origin the cost benefit analysis support for business goals key IT contact people and so on นะครับ so these are just like main points that you may have to train this group of people you must determine how the company will provide training นะครับ so you have to know that when you have to conduct the training there are many possible choices for conduct the training for example firstly you train by yourself I mean you as the development team นะครับ train the users and this group of people by yourself or you may hire the trainer outside to train these people นะครับ or you may do the vendor training you may have the vendor training so what does it mean by vendor trainings vendor training means that when you purchase some software or hardware นะครับ the software vendors or hardware vendors might give you the free training นะครับ for their software or for their hardware setting something like that this one นะครับ if it's possible because I mean like sometimes it might not be possible to have the vendor training for example if you say that you are using the current server you don't buy a new one so no one will train you for the hardware already but in terms of software นะครับ if your company นะครับ if you are in the users company and then you you just hire the consulting company or the software house to develop this information system for you then that software house or that consulting company has to conduct free vendor training นะครับ free vendor training because normally it's in the contract after the system is developing the team นะครับ the development team has to train the users นะครับ okay without any extra charge นะครับ so it's often give the best return on your training dollars because normally it's included in the contract already you don't have to pay more นะครับ the vendor training here we say that okay as I told you if we buy software or hardware vendor will supply the training for us นะครับ before we have that one you have to check in the RFP or request for proposal นะครับ and RFQ นะครับ now you see another term RFQ request for quotation what is request for quotation request for quotation is a letter นะครับ that the user's company send to the software house or send to the consulting firms นะครับ for the quotation what is quotation quotation is a document that the consulting company or software house sends you to tell you that how much does the project cost what item that includes in this quotation for example if we say that okay the first one นะครับ the first one is just like development cost second one installation cost 3 training cost 4 maintenance cost something like that นะครับ so it will be included in the request for quotation so that's why you have to read and check it for, carefully นะครับ that you send to the potential vendors นะครับ and as I told you on the previous slide it gives you the best return on your training dollars because normally vendor training is also included in the system development นะครับ you may have the webinars podcasts and tutorials for the training as well นะครับ by having webcasts นะครับ by letting your users to subscribe นะครับ on your video clips on your channel นะครับ as and technology continues to advance other wireless devices such as PDAs and smartphone will be able to receive those podcasts as well and the tutorials can be developed by software vendors or by the IT team in the company itself นะครับ so the training นะครับ outside training resources many consultants or institutes or firms they are available for setting up the training for you as well but this one you have to pay extra cost นะครับ they provide either standardized or customized training packages for example นะครับ for example suppose you say that okay you want to use SAP for your company but the I mean what to say software house นะครับ or consulting company that you recruit them they can just like set up the training for you just for the modules that you pay for the development only but there will be like some new modules that you have to use next on including some software that you can use to integrate or hook up with the SAP for example if you want to use Crystal Report software นะครับ if you want to use Crystal Report software to design the report นะครับ when you retrieve the data from the database of the SAP already how can you design it this kind of thing the software house or consulting company will not conduct the training for you you may have to recruit somebody else นะครับ or hire somebody outside like outside training resources that they can set up the training course for your company นะครับ for Crystal Report you may say that okay I want two-day training นะครับ program and I want this I want the basic of data retrieval I want to have the basic of the components in design I have the workshop for designing that each report นะครับ from Crystal Report something like that the training company นะครับ will set up this kind of requirements and set up the training courses for you นะครับ so that's why I say that it can be standardized they may have like this course already or they may just like design the course to match with what you want นะครับ this is outside training resource and just a little bit นะครับ for the training tips นะครับ we train นะครับ don't train people individually we train them in groups with separate training programs for distinct group for example we train salesmen นะครับ okay the salesmen go together นะครับ have they train in the same room okay you want to train the accounting departments นะครับ people from accounting departments go together นะครับ even you say that hey but some of them are accounting managers some of them are just accountants they have different authorization level no problems ครับ you just let them know that okay each of you will have different authorization นะครับ if you are accountants you don't see this screen นะครับ or if you are accounting manager นะครับ you see on that screen only นะครับ รินรัตติพรครับ what's going on ครับ what happened oh your cat wow that's good your cat can type my cat cannot okay now let's see นะครับ select the most effective place to conduct the training normally it should be in the training room นะครับ if possible because if you train in the office directly your users will be disturbed by their regular works นะครับ provide for learning by hearing seeing and doing นะครับ not just give them the lecture they have to do it as well and prepare effective training materials including interactive tutorials นะครับ and also rely on previous trainings นะครับ you just if this is not your first time for training you may have some history of those users already นะครับ just see how it goes นะครับ for training okay so I'll stop my lecture at this point นะครับ two things I want to tell you นะครับ after this okay just won't be long let me just like stop sharing the screen first okay so นะครับ two things to tell you the first one this coming Thursday นะครับ we still have class anyway นะครับ so that we can just like finish everything on time the government just announced that it is the public holiday นะครับ and I know that my students my CS students you are so diligent and hard work I remember that even it was like the time for the commencement day you told me that you don't want to cancel the class นะครับ so okay this coming Thursday we have the regular class as usual นะครับ 10 to 12 นะครับ a little more thing นะครับ a little more thing before we finish the class นะครับ it will be the assignment for you นะครับ it will be the assignment for you for the team I mean for the team hang on what is the assignment this one นะครับ okay just have a look right now I assign it to you already นะครับ on canvas นะครับ on canvas this is term project assignment number 3 นะครับ so in this one นะครับ based on your responses to group assignment 1 and 2 นะครับ I want you to prepare prototype of information system นะครับ what for screen design นะครับ for input and output design for each part of your information system นะครับ for example if you separate them into like different screen from different people นะครับ or different users to use นะครับ you may have to design the screen like sign up or login screen นะครับ if it's the system that you just like want to let your users in the company to use only you may not have the sign up นะครับ because the system admin will have to add that users and password in there นะครับ so you may start with login screen นะครับ and after that you have the screens in order to let the users to do the data entry นะครับ after that if you have input documents if any like for the form like if you say that sales order that customer will have to enter or users has to enter in the paper นะครับ this is input document but if you say that no everything is on screen you just design screen for inputting the order นะครับ input and output screen นะครับ as well if you want to have like if you say that your information system will print out some document for example a receipt นะครับ just like design the output for me นะครับ some suggested tools are like you can use just like the basic tools like Microsoft PowerPoint or you may just like if you are keen at using some of the programming tools นะครับ hang on in order to design นะครับ if you have the programming tools to design the screen feel free to use it นะครับ I don't want to limit what kind of visualization tools that you can use นะครับ but for the prototyping here นะครับ please don't use the paper and pencil to design นะครับ I want you to really use at least the presentation software so that you can show on the screen and it looks nice as well นะครับ do we have to implement user interface no need to implement ครับ just the design is enough but some of you when you just like use some tools to design UI นะครับ some tools especially if it is the programming tools once you click on the button it can just lead you to another screen or show the error message that's okay that would be great นะครับ but if you can't do it you just design the basic things นะครับ according to like what you would like your users to see นะครับ so this one will be the idea so that in the future if you just like want to propose to the users you can use like this kind of tool to show them as well นะครับ oh Christine if we do extra credits นะครับ it will be a part of your score anyway ครับ it will be the part of the score anyway นะครับ it would be great นะครับ you might get like score over like other teams okay right that's good นะครับ just JPEG page of our software is okay yes ครับ it's okay ครับ พรกมล I'm not done yet I'm sorry about that นะครับ but I guarantee that everyone pass my course for sure okay sorry about that นะครับ I just try my best to finish it as soon as I can นะครับ Yeah guarantee for sure พรกมล okay I never tell a lie to my student นะครับ I guarantee for sure everyone will pass the course นะครับ but just a little bit thing that I'm quite worried นะครับ I just see from many generations of our CS student นะครับ the things that I want to tell you is that when I ask you with some question like some essay questions นะครับ please answer it longer than you did นะครับ in midterm because in midterm exam when I ask you you can see that the things that I want you to see is that you see the proportion of the score if I say that the score let's say 25 points and you answer me for 2 lines or for 2 sentences how can I give you 25 points ครับ it is quite difficult นะ so just like explain me longer นะครับ because I want you to express your ideas and opinions นะครับ especially for this course it's the course to let the students to express their ideas and opinions because in the future if you have to work in this area นะครับ the things that you have to do is that you have to express ideas give some ideas and have like some creativity to your users too that's why just write not just like to be too short นะครับ right okay ครับ everyone before I finish นะครับ let's see this one a bit นะครับ for this group assignment 3 you don't have to present anything to me now นะครับ the things that you have to present is on the presentation day นะครับ so I set up the due date on November the 26th นะครับ before midnight นะครับ 26 before midnight นะครับ okay right okay then so Kritin said that he guarantees so we are fine yes I guarantee ครับ okay because I know that okay you did very well and you did your best นะครับ on your midterm exam okay then ครับ everyone before we finish the class นะครับ everyone please turn on the camera ครับ okay ชยาธรครับ please turn on your camera ครับสุจินนา I don't see you at all นะครับ it's a black screen Pete could you please put your camera down a bit I don't see your face ครับ I just see your hair Pete ครับ move down your camera a bit Pete Sujina cams die oh now her camera is on already but I don't see her okay okay นะครับ everyone oh Asher is here that's good okay okay นะครับ everyone oh พรกมล okay all of you are here okay นะครับ everyone so you have a nice day today นะครับ and we see each other again on this coming Thursday นะครับ regular class on this coming Thursday okay bye bye for now นะ take care and have a nice day ครับ bye bye
อาจารย์ครับ
yes ครับ
so this assignment we use the team project teams right
yes because it's part of the term project ครับ
yeah because I have a different team team project and main class activity
right okay you use the team project ครับ
okay ครับอาจารย์
okay
just the prototype on like kind of Photoshop photo and that's fine right
yes just the prototype ครับ it's non-operational prototype ครับ just the screen design and the input output design นะครับ just that
โอเคครับอาจารย์
โอเคครับบ๊ายบาย
บ๊ายบายครับอาจารย์
ครับ